Hello everyone, I welcome you on another Destiny Rising video. We continue our series of guides on Destiny Rising. This time around our focus is on the goddess of Destiny Rising, the most broken and the most essential character in the game, Helhest. In practice, the game is divided into two periods, before and after her banner. And let's start with her skill set. The first skill that she has is rapid deployment. Helhest can deploy one of two drones, a boosting drone, which is called damage drone, or healing drone. Boosting drone, when deployed, creates a 10-meter aura that increases allies damage for 20 seconds, whilst the healing drone, when deployed, heals all allies in 10 meters. When the drones are deployed, they will start auto-attacking once in 4 seconds and within the range of 70 meters. And when resummoning, using the same skill again, as we can see here on the bottom, our healing drone is level 1. I'm reusing it, it will increase the level. So at maximum level of 2 for the Helhest, for the basic Helhest, and it can be upgraded to the 3rd level with T6 Helhest. And also one of the most important thing, these drones also give us the increased movement speed. It's quite huge speed up for us. The second skill is Salvo. So what does it do? It fires an AoE projectile at the target area, dealing arc damage and confining all enemies in the radius. So if there are some summoned drones, also it will also activate special perks on the drones. So for boosting drones, it will fire an additional arc projectile, and healing drone will track the ally with the least health and fire a projectile that heals this ally. By default, using salvo will also give you 3 stacks of this salvo, and with T5 Helhest, these stacks will be increased to 6. What these stacks do? They will give you an auto aim on Helhest. Let me try to find. So I have salvo stacks, and you can see that weak points are highlighted on the enemies. And while shooting them, I will always do the critical damage. That's the first thing. And the second thing, an additional arc projectile will be shot towards the enemies that will also confine them. That is huge skill. It increases the damage of Helhest to the, it makes it skyrocket, and also gives you additional confine, which is used almost at every activity that we have. And then towards our super, which is called full firepower. It summons a super drone, which increases the effectiveness of our drones by 300%, fires a massive number of bullets at the single target, and heals the ally with the lowest health in the, I think, 20-meter aura. And it automatically upgrades all of our summoned drones to their maximum level. So my Helhest is T6, so once I put the drones and then use the ulti, it will automatically upgrade drones to level 3. And as you can see, it will take one target and then starts attacking this one. You can redirect it using your shots. But yeah, it's not dealing too much of a damage, but the drones, the upgrade of drones itself gives us quite a lot of damage. And towards our passive skill, which is called data conversion. I will try to keep it simple. Once you kill the enemies as Helhest, or when enemies is killed by your allies, which are affected by our drones, the enemies will drop the data parts. I will try to find some enemies, and using these data parts, once you get it towards 24 for the T0 Helhest, and to 16 at T4 Helhest, you can summon heavy ammo. We'll try to do some quick run in the legendary campaign to show you how does it work. Let's go to Revelation. It makes you as valuable as possible as the support. So you can see it increases the damage, it heals the allies, it increases the movement speed, it gives you heavies, and also she makes a ton of damage. As you can see, together with Royal Contraveer, I'm just melting all of the enemies. And as you can see, I'm receiving these data points near my health bar. Also show you how it looks like. As you can see, these blue squares on the bottom, it allows us to, it will allow soon to generate a heavy. Her weapon kit is bow and fusion linear rifle, which is great combination of precision damage. As you can see, I have 17 stacks right now, and when nearby our drone, I can summon heavies. And it will summon heavy not only for you, but also for all of your allies. Now let's talk about the weapons. Unfortunately for Helhest, or might be like fortunately, she doesn't have a large weapon selection. For primary, she uses bow, and we are using mythic bow, which called Yoshimoto. And for the perks, we use annihilation and ensured yield. So this one, together with the mod, it increases the damage of each of your shot. So once you do the final blow, the next magazine damage will be 75. Will do 75% more damage, and you see that this one, as it is like one shot bow, and if you make the final shot with the bow, the next shot will be almost twice, will do almost as twice higher damage as it was before. See, the damage is huge on her. Then let's take a look at our heavy weapon. Here we have selection of two exotic weapons. The first one is Royal Contravene, one of the most broken weapons and the perfect weapon for Helhest. So what does it do? It have two setups of firing. You can change it using your reload button, holding your reload button, and the first faction is one shot with the chain reaction. So you see, I made a shot and it dealt damage to the nearby enemies. And the second mode is called 3-shot. So I charge. I will use only one bullet, but it will make 3 shots. And what is important for Helhest, that only one salvo stack will be used for 3 shots. So 6 salvo stacks will make it towards the 18 critical hits, which is absolutely huge. It is used everywhere. We do not care about the first function of this chain lightning. We always use Helhest with the 3 shots. And in the recent battle pass, we now have another heavy weapon, which is called Arbalist. And think about this weapon. It is not as powerful on the main damage for the Helhest, but what it does, it destroys the shield of the enemies, regardless of its type. So it's quite now easy to use Helhest as any shield breaker. So regardless whether it's a void shield or a solar shield, it will just destroy it quickly. And also it creates additional explosion towards the shield. Let me show you with the next set of ads. So once you shot the shield, it will make enormous damage towards its shield, and if this shield is broken, it will create an explosion, which will affect the enemy and nearby enemies. You see, there is an explosion which just bombarded these enemies. So that is the ideal case. In most of the cases, you are going to use Royal Contraveer. but in some cases, and as in previous Calamity ops, you can use Arbalist. Now let's talk about the artifacts. And for Helhest, artifacts is the most critical thing that you need to build. So she is extremely dependent on artifacts and having the correct stats on them. Let's start with defensive artifacts. I use Ring of Abundance and together with Ring of Conversion. I'm using elemental resistance, health boost, defense, and healing. Sometimes you can use, and it is quite recommended to use instead of elemental resistance, ranged damage resistance, and I was using at some point of time overshield on her, which is also a viable option. So what Ring of Abundance does is increases our potency to healing and overshield. So our healing drone will heal us much faster. And Ring of Conversion, 80% of overflow healing from the Wielder's own ability is converted to overshield. So our healing drone, when used, he will give us an overshield. You see, our overshield is charging quite fast. So just in a matter of few seconds, we will have the full overshield, which is absolutely enormous in some of the activities, and it makes her almost unkillable under the healing. And but there is an alternative. In recent expanses, there were some new properties introduced. Like if your character is not defense character, you will get more damage. You'll take more damage. So sometimes I'm using this warding pact, which for each summon on the field you will take minus 11% of the damage, taxed to 3 times. So if you pop both of our drones and our ulti, we will have minus 33% of damage, which is also a viable option. But yeah, I mostly stick to Ring of Abundance. For offensive artifacts, we are using United Axion, and the offensive artifacts are most important for Helhest and the properties here. So we are using weapon, ability, arc, and damage bonus boost. And these three, weapon, arc, and damage bonus boost, are the critical for her. And then you can roll for the ability. And the most critical one is this damage bonus boost, because you will have the damage bonus from your boosting drone. Then when your own allied damage bonus effect is applied, weapon damage is increased by an additional 140%, so it boosts our damage even further. And damage bonus boost also increases our, first of all, duration of the effects, and increases the fire team damage bonus by 36%. So that is huge damage from the boosting drone. And everything else, we try to boost our arc damage and our weapon damage. So because the main source of her damage is the usage of her Royal Contravene. Because under the buffs of the drones, it just makes enormous broken damage. And for the fourth slot, we are going to the Hawkeye token, which increases the damage that we deal with our weapon based on how far away we are, up to 48%. So at the range of 30-40 meters, you will get the maximum amount of the damage boost. So it increases her damage even further. One important note here, that if you don't have the exotic artifacts with weapon, arc, and damage bonus boost, or with weapon ability damage, I would say weapon ability damage bonus boost. So with weapon, damage bonus boost, and one of these two, I would recommend to go with the mythic artifact. Try to farm the Hawkeye token and United Axion with weapon, damage bonus boost, and one of these two, and max it out until you find the god roll here. Sometimes instead of ability, you can find another slot. Might be instead of arc, you will find the signature, which is okayish 3 out of 4. If you want ideal one, that's on the screen. There is an alternative to the Hawkeye, which is confined action. I don't use it, but inflicting a combatant with confined increases the damage dealt to them with the long-ranged weapons 36% up to 58%. Though it's not stable, I'm not using it because it's not stable enough. I prefer having the stable damage, which is related to my positioning, which I can control, but not like inflicting confined on the enemies. So that is mostly it about the Helhest, her kit, and her kit is very strong. It's the most it's the strongest kit in the game currently. Her weapon is strong. We don't use one of the most important thing about the Helhest that you are not using your primary almost at all, at least for the T4 T6 Helhest, because you will get enormous amount of the heavies. You just don't need it. You kill enemies quite fast, and then you just recharge your heavies and shoot again. So that is it. If you have any questions about the Hellhest or you want to see more of the gameplay on her, which is quite a lot of already in my channel, please put down your question towards the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, subscribe, and I see you in the next one.